All right, guys. I am a top 226 survival player this season, a past legendary trials player on according to Destiny Tracker. Blah blah blah. It's important because you know you need to know that I know what I'm talking about. I have about probably over 2,000, maybe it's around 8,000 kills on DMT. And I'm going to explain why I think DMT is so strong. I didn't make a list, and so this is just going to be a flow sort of thing. But as you can see as you watch this video, first of all, I kind of wanted to talk about the meta, and DMT has always been meta. And there are things I think Destiny is kind of a beautiful thing, or depending on how you look at it, in the sense that people don't play what is best all the time. That's not necessarily a good thing because they will have no problem playing No Time to Explain, Arbalist Invis Hunter, or DMT, as you can see on my screen. This is me playing it. But what I am getting at is the DMT never went away. It was nerfed, but what I'm going to talk about later, and the reasons I'm going to talk about later, is that this gun has always been top tier, one of the best guns in the game. And there are numerous examples of guns like that exist right now that you can pick up, which are not quote unquote meta, but they are still top tier. Guns that come to mind are Fighting Lion. Fighting Lion is so annoying. Grenade launchers in general as well are so annoying, and they never left. They have always been incredible, but what's beautiful about the Destiny 2 community is that we love to experiment and we want to kind of carve our own path. And so we're going to play with Forerunner and see what's going on with that. Or we're going to play whatever's new. And we like new things. And it's not an esports scene. It hasn't been carved out. And so people kind of go along with whatever is buffed this season. And if they like it, if it's great, then they'll stick with it. But that doesn't mean that DMT isn't just fucking broken from day one, despite the nerfs. And so here are the reasons why DMT is godly. And I'm going to first go over the obvious things, but I think it's the intangibles that make it on a level that it almost cannot be nerfed. It will always be top tier. So here are the main obvious reasons, right? The damage buff to the body, which happened this season, makes it so you don't have to hit the head. You can just shoot them in the body, and you can trade with them. You can trade. They go for your head, and you can go for the body and head, or switch it up, and you will trade very well there. Okay, so damage. That's a big reason. Okay. Also, just how sticky it is, right? The aim assist on it is incredible now, and I don't think that's why it's so good. I think that you could turn down that aim assist, and this gun has these intangibles that I'm going to mention, and that is the real reason why it is ungodly. So now to get to the intangibles, the very kind of interesting things as to why this gun is so broken. You never have to ADS. And let me explain what I mean by that. When you ADS, you go into an animation where you cannot do anything. Maybe it's for 0.5 seconds. 0.5 seconds is a ton of time in an FPS shooter. 0.5 seconds can be the difference between getting the first shot in a trade and not. You don't have to aim down sights, so there is no lag between you wanting to shoot someone and shooting someone. And in such a movement-heavy game like Destiny 2, nobody really aims down sights anyways. So when you have to aim down sights, it's like, fuck, like, I wish I had snapshot. Hope you do. Even if you do have snapshot, there is still a delay. There is no ADS. There is no animation time with DMT. It is just point and click, and that is it, my friends. Now, here's the next benefit to having that. If I need to get the fuck out of a fight, there is no animation system that will stop me from doing what I just tried to do there, which is dodge away. I can shoot and immediately dodge outside of my ADS. Now, I think maybe you can do that while aiming down sights with a hand cannon. Maybe, I'm not sure. But even so, when you are hip firing, you can get such a better view of where you want to go to get out of the fight. So all of these hip fire intangibles, like what you just saw there with my dodging, is why this gun is not going anywhere. Of course, the no flinch is a big one. There is flinch technically, but compared to something else, it's just non-existent. I felt like there was another intangible. All of the intangibles spawn from being able to shoot from the hip. And basically, as long as you can trade, as long as you can almost sort of kind of trade with like 140s or anything, you're going to be fine. The way to nerf DMT into out of existence would be something like making it so it does so little damage that it will lose consistently against hand cannons and SMGs or sidearms. Because right now, when you go up against a DMT, and it's a 140, it's anything. You can go up against anything. You can go up against a pulse rifle, a 140, a sidearm at a little bit further distance, and you have a chance at winning. Okay? If they take away that 40%, you're not a favorite, but if they take away that 40% chance of winning in a duel, then DMT might suffer. But as of now, there's just so much power in the hip fire. You get FOV, for example. You can see everything that is happening, and just think about the technical aspect of it. Okay, I don't have to do a button press. I can see everything that is happening. I can flick over wherever I want because my FOV is naturally at 100, and then I can aim easier. Imagine flicking to a different target that is to your far right while aiming down sights. You have to flick over to it, unaim down sights, and then re-aim down sights to flick over to it, or you would have to just aim down sights the whole time, flick over to it, and kind of guess where the person is. DMT takes out all of the kind of middlemen stuff that comes with aiming down sights. It takes away the animation lag that comes from aiming down sights. It takes away the FOV change that comes from aiming down sights. It takes away the narrow vision that comes from aiming down sights. Oh, here's another intangible. Your radar is always up, which means that your communication, your comms, the things that you're telling your teammates and the things that you know that your enemies are doing, that information, you have a knucklehead on like all the time. It's a free exotic, guys. It is a free knucklehead. It is free information that people otherwise do not get half the time whenever they aim down sights. So think about it like, it's just nuts. And what I love about what you just saw in this clip is you saw Darth Vader, Darth Vader's using a DMT, but throughout these clips, hopefully you're seeing DMT losing trades most of the time, and that's how it's supposed to be, because the DMT is so safe, at least on a hunter, that you can just get the fuck out of town. Whenever you take one shot of an unfavorable fight, you can get out. It is almost free engagement potential, because you can pop shot, and if you get dinged, like let's see what happens here. I'm playing it smart here, just waiting. But there's a pop shot. I don't get... All right, I was fine with challenging there. So I'm gonna get challenged here. Well, it's not gonna apply here really, but just the escape potential from being in hip fire, like upon engagements, is incredible. All right, guys. Well, I hope that this was an informative video, and have a great night. Happy holidays.